The latest. Thank you for all love and support. I appreciate you all. Musa Faki Mahamat, a Chadian politician or diplomat who was a chairperson of African Union, dropped a bombshell, giving us explosive insight into what is happening in African Union. We know that our all in all, the savior, the protector, the unifier, Captain Ibrahim Traore, some time back came out to tell us a lot of things concerning the African Union, that they are not able to function because they are being funded by Western organizations. That everything that they do, the United Nations must give a green light because they are sponsoring them. That they don't have money to operate. Africa, with all the gold, the silver, the diamonds, the bauxite, mention all the mineral resources, that they still do not have money to fund themselves. So whatever decision they have to make, these people have to do it. They have to tell them what to do. And I see the terrorist activities that are happening. They don't have money to fight them more. That's why they are spreading from here to the other place. And that when he was there, he was doing everything possible to even make sure that they don't even begin to talk of spreading. Even if they begin, they don't spread. But where is the funding? The funding is not there. And the people who give them the money, sometimes they delay. And they have to give them the green light. Tell them what to use that money for. African Union. African Union. See, so this organization that we have been saying that they have been funded by these people and they cannot do anything, this man confirmed everything. No wonder Captain Ibrahim Traore, Asimi Goita and Abdurrahmani Chani, our two generals, are planning of leaving this organization. The Gentleman Club, referred to them by Julius Malema.
Why African countries are unable or unwilling to fund their own union?
C'est ça, la faiblesse du panafricanisme.
That is the weakness of Pan-Africanism, the lack of solidarity,
La volonté de ne pas compter
and the will to count on oneself, that is on Africans.
On voit la menace.
We see the threats that
Elle
spreads,
dévaste des régions entières.
devastating entire regions,
Et c'est comme
and
si rien ne s'est
it
passé.
is as if nothing was going on.
Ça, c'est quelque chose d'absolument.
This is something
On a
unacceptable.
réactivé le fonds de la paix.
We've
C'est bien, nous avons
reactivated
atteint à peu
the
près
peace
400
fund.
millions.
We've been able to hit 400
Can we
million.
ask our friends here in the room, when you go back to your countries, please ask your leaders, why aren't you funding the African Union? A simple question. Do you want the African Union or you don't? That's it. But to have a minuscule organization which is unable to function because it is not funded is not acceptable. I understand your budget is around $650 million.
Oui.
The total budget of the African Union, 650 million budgets. How much of that is given to you by others? European Union, other people. How much of 700 people is not ours? Somebody else paid. Be frank.
Entre 66 et 70%
Between 66 and 70%
programme budget d'investissement
of the investment budget is funded by partners, and most of the times more than that.
I like the word partners because they we call them partners. 5 minutes later, they don't call them colonialists, imperialists. But when they give us money, partners. So let me ask you a question. Please, I'm not grilling you, you are my friend. But it is really, if you have a European Union, you guys pretend you are Africans and you are brown, African solution for African problems, blah, blah, blah. Excuse me, 650 million, your budget for the African Union, 70% of that is paid by foreigners. What are you doing? What are you doing? And those presidents go every February to Addis Ababa to hug and dance and sing. What is that? This is a farce. This, either we are serious or we forget it. I mean, this is unacceptable.
très frustrant.
I think
It
so.
is frustrating, actually.
And I think that we need to have the pressure, we need people to speak out, to say either really we We do it, or we just forget it. Even your beautiful building in Addis Ababa was built by the Chinese.
Yes.
And then people said it was being bugged by the Chinese. Remember asking America, I said, yeah, why not? Let them bug it. I mean, they built it. Are you saying that the peace and security cannot operate without a green light from the Security Council?
Non,
UN?
pas du tout. Il peut agir. Il est
Are
libre.
you free to operate or not?
Faute de moyens, il n'est pas très opérationnel.
Lack of means meant that we were not
Moyen.
operational.
But legally,
Alors,
you are free theoretically. If the African countries gave you the money, would you have been able to operate?
Absolument.
absolutely would have been able to operate.
So I think that is the problem.
Alors, je crois que c'est ça la...
Because as long as you're going to rely on Security Council approving your operations, we all know the Security Council have 5 members. Everybody have a red card. Yeah? Everybody has a client state. And it's just paralyzed. You'll never be able to work because Security Council is useless. Security Council cannot make any decision. I mean, do you all know that? Did you hear of any resolution made by Security Council in any major conflicts? Did he speak about Ukraine? Did he speak about Syria? Did he speak about anything? You cannot because it's broken. Sorry, Amina, we are not, having a go at UN, but you have a system which doesn't work. Everybody knows that. And if you become a hostage of that system because you are relying, understand, 70%, 75% of the funding will come from Security Council if approved, correct?
Il faut rappeler
We need to remind you that it is the Security Council of United Nations that has got the mandate to actually validate funding based on the United Nations Charter. So we need to use for it to be mandated by the Security Council. The contradiction in Africa is that we have no means, at times we do not even have the mandates as Africans. In
You have the
2023,
mandate. You can operate if you have the money. You can say bye-bye to Security Council. Correct?
il faut le mandat.
you need to have the mandate, you need to have the means.
Le terrorisme
The terrorism
menace à la paix et à la
is a threat to peace and to security
Yes.
in the nations.
Ça, c'est la
And this is the responsibility, the first responsibility of the United Nations Security Council.
If
C'est
the
pour cela que
Okay, Musa, if Security Council is paralyzed, is not acting, you have a big war here, you have a terrorist group, are you as an African Union able to use your standing force to go and put out fire or not? That's a simple
justement, c'est
question.
ce que nous sommes en train de faire.
This
You
is
can
what
do
we're
that.
trying to do. That's what
À
we're
la
trying to
mission,
do.
Ce sont des forces africaines.
These are African forces, MISOM, that have been fighting for the past 20 years in Somalia. The forces of the Sahel G5, they've been fighting in Sahel. These are African forces that have fought and that keep fighting.
So you are able to fight without permission or the approval of the Security Council or United Nations.
Nous sommes-
You have a free hand in your own Africa to go and put out fire. That's a simple question. Are you able to do that or not?
Absolument. Il faut qu'on se
Absolutely.
donne les
We
moyens.
need to give ourselves the
Nous,
means,
en tant qu'Africains, de
us
manière
as
solidaire,
Africans,
pour faire
in
face
solidarity, so as
aux défis qui
to
sont
face
de l'autre.
the challenges that are ours.
Si on attend, on
If
attendra
we do
très
wait,
longtemps.
we are going to be waiting for a very long time, and the situation is going to get worse.
That is
There's
the
nothing
point-
that needs to do.
That is the point we need to reach.
Yes.
Your problem as the African Union is essentially you don't have the money.
Yeah. Nous-
That's it. You
Tout
don't
à
have
fait.
the money.
Tout à fait. On ne se
Okay.
donne pas les moyens.
We
And
are not giving
immediately-
ourselves the means.
On ne
Yeah.
se donne pas les moyens.
Sure.
We are not giving ourselves the means.
You lose sovereignty. You lose the ability to make your own decision because you don't have the money.
So African Union do not have money to fund itself. So they can't take decisions on their own. Before they do anything, Yellow Papa must be present. Yellow Papa must decide. Yellow Papa must say this. And we have to always follow. And then when they are able to get the money, the 600 million, whatever they need for the dollars that they need to do whatever, that as for that, when they get, that's if Yellow Papa will allow them. That is when they'll be able to take decisions. The African Union is controlled though by Yellow Papa, that we can never take decisions on our own, that they are doing everything possible to make sure the narrative changes. But what can they do when they don't have the means? So the people who come into the continent and that we say the colonizers are the same people that are still running this organization. We still sit here and people will fund us to solve our problems. The conflict and everything that are happening here, they have to send their troops, yet the troops come and we see that nothing happens. You claim that they've sent what, we've seen that nothing will happen. When anything happens in Africa, these people are not able to do anything because they must wait for their oppressors to say do this. So whenever we need these people to defend us, they are not able to defend us. So all these things that we have been hearing is truly what is happening underground. In this 21st century, with all the mineral resources that we have, we sit here and somebody will print ink and paper and come and give to us for us to be able to solve our problems. When these people are giving us money, they are our partners. But the moment they finish giving them the money, they now become colonizers. See, we need to be serious as a people. And that is why we are calling all of us on board to make sure we do away with this organization, because this organization, as we know, was created by Yellow Papa and it's not serving the interests of the African. If not, why is it that these people, with all the insecurity, the conflicts, we are not able to combat the terrorist activities and unite as a people? Because all the African Union, and they will make sure we will never unite because our unity is a threat to them. So they will make sure the African is here like we are, for them to keep getting everything they need on our soil. And we are still sitting here watching them, hoping that one day when we get money, we'll not take responsibility. When will we get the money? When we have the money already. No wonder people are not taking us serious, and they don't even take African leaders serious because they know that all these people are in their pockets. They regulate them the way they want. We are the only ones that can set ourselves free. United we stand, divided we fall, and united we keep standing forever and ever. The greatest enemy of the African is mental slavery. So let's decolonize ourselves from mental slavery. So let's keep sharing to educate our brothers and sisters. Together we make African great for ourselves and the next generations that are going to come. So that's the latest around the world and in Africa.